And we are live, Kat.
Hey, you guys. Hey there. Hey. It's Kat, the course builder here. Happy Saturday. Listen, I wanted to come in with a special surprise for you guys. We are having a live training this morning. So listen, grab your pens and grab your paper because this is going to be super special, super informative, and something that you definitely don't want to miss. So go ahead, come on in. And as you're coming in, let me know where you're coming in from, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce our very special guest. You guys probably know him across social media. This is Amani Channel. Welcome, Amani. Amani is known for video production and helping the shy course builder to really create amazing videos for their courses, their social media content, and anywhere else they are using video. So I'm super excited to be able to spend a little bit of time with Amani right here in the Brilliance community to talk about confidence on video and what you can do to create amazing videos, no matter what you're using them for. So just a little bit about Amani. Amani is a broadcaster, an educator, and an award-winning storyteller, a video producer, and communications professional. He helps brands, nonprofits, individuals, and students tell their stories and hone their camera presence. Okay, so listen, you guys, he is no lightweight. He has worked for companies such as Fox News, still with Fox News, CNN, Headline News, BET, Black Family Channel, HD News, NPR, Coca-Cola, Hershey, Chick-fil-A, and so many other recognizable brands. So I am super excited to welcome Amani to the Brilliance community. Actually, Amani, last weekend was your first official introduction to the Brilliance community as part of Course Connects, where you totally tore down the house. So welcome, Amani.
Thank you so much, Kat, and I want to thank you for that introduction. It makes it seem like I've done a lot in my career, though it doesn't feel like it all the time. So, yeah, I'm just here to help your audience out, really, in terms of making their videos. Video is important for course builders, of course, and but it's not always natural, right? It's not always easy to speak onto the camera, to speak to your audience. So, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have, Kat.
Okay, very good. Awesome. So I'm going to head over to the actual Brilliance community. Make sure that I see us over in there. Do you see us in there, Amani? I just want to make sure. I'm going to refresh my screen.
I see Bradley
And
Benson is in there. He says, "What's up, y'all?" So yes, we are. Looks like we are live and we are in effect. So yes, it's all good.
okay, very good. So let's start out, Amani. I want to know from your perspective. You talk to a lot of entrepreneurs about video production and doing their videos, because we know, right, that video is king. Well, they say it's king, but I say video is queen. I'm just going to put it out there.
What's
But what
king?
would you say? Hey, Bradley, I see you now. What would you say is the biggest challenge or hindrance for people wanting to do video? What is the holdup?
I think that at the end of the day, it's really the self-criticism. It's the self-critique that we do.
Mhm.
The we're not good
Oh, sorry.
enough.
Sorry
The
about that.
questions that
Go
we may
ahead.
have about, are we official? Are we an expert to share? There's this thing where people question, I'm no expert, right? So even though you've been in your business for a few years, you may think that just to speak on camera, you need to be some sort of official, like a TV professional or a newscaster or like a Kim Kardashian, some sort of celebrity. And really, it's none of that these days. You're not going to get known these days unless you're not sharing your expertise and your brilliance on camera. And that's really the first stepping stone towards you being an official, is just sharing your expertise in. There's this saying that if you're just one grade ahead of your students, you'll be able to teach them something, right? So it's like the third grader can teach the second grader. So it's like a shift in mindset, but really folks have to get out of their own way and just start sharing on camera.
Yeah. I mean, we know that video is definitely the way to go, but what if it's really not your natural habitat? Do you have like that one thing that you can share that says, this is really that one thing that might help you to get over that fear of getting on camera?
Well, I always go back to my own experience. So, early in my career, I was a news reporter in Tampa, Florida, and I was really young in the news business. I thought it was going to be easy to share reports live, and I really struggled for like three years or so. Like I mean, over and over again, like going live, especially, I would get nervous, I would get anxious, I would choke up. I wasn't my natural
Yeah.
self. I thought the reporters had to be all official and it really hindered me from being my best authentic self on camera. And it
Yeah.
took a cameraman finally came to me. He's like, Amani, what's going on with you, man? A lot of the folks at work, they talk about you behind your back. I was in a big market. I was in Tampa, Florida, which, just to give you some reference, Atlanta is the 10th largest market in the nation in terms of broadcasting. Tampa is the 13th largest market. It's even bigger than Miami. So I was a small fish in a big pond, and it just, the nerves would get to me. And I was like, yo, I know I'm struggling, man. Like, I haven't been able to figure it out. Some folks gave me some bad advice, yada, yada, yada. So he worked with me, and it took him, so I remember this experience that we had together. We were out in the field, and I was doing my stand-up, which is the recorded on-camera portion that reporters sometimes include in their stories. And he grabbed his earpiece out. He's like, why are you yelling at me? And I was like, I didn't realize that I was yelling. I thought that I was just like delivering the news or whatever. And he said, look, I think somebody gave you some bad advice, Amani. Instead of trying to be like this guy who someone told you to be like, why don't you think about this other anchor and reporter? He's a little cooler. He's more like your personality. And when he said that, the light bulb kind of went off in my mind that I could just be myself and I could share my message. I could still be a authoritative official reporter, but I could speak in my own authentic voice, Kat. And when I did that, things
Yeah.
started slowly turning around for me, and I left the station a credible, respected journalist. Like, I can go to Tampa at any time. Folks at the station still love me. People in the community still know me from when I reported. And what I decided to do was help others who may be struggling, because it's not natural to speak on camera. It really isn't. It's it's a device. It doesn't give
Yeah.
us any sort of feedback. It just kind of looks at us funny, and it can be very uncomfortable the first or second or third time you try to record a video, and that uncomfortableness might prevent you from moving forward. So I'm here to help people. I say become video fearless, right? So
Yeah.
just fear making videos just a little bit less each time, and like Bradley just said, be the best you. That's exactly what I'm here to do. So that's why I want to help people.
Yeah. So let's talk about something that people really struggle with, Amani, and that is the tech, right? So people get really caught up in in being afraid of technology. So, and thinking that it's really super expensive, right? So let's talk a little bit about what is the bare minimum. Like, if you're just getting started with recording your course videos or putting video content out there, what should they start with? What are the basic requirements?
I would say just start with you could start with your computer's built-in webcam. Now, I say that if you're going to make videos, if you're going to take the time to make a video, you need to do it like a professional, right? So what do professionals use? They use some lighting. They might use a microphone. I'm sure you're using, what do you use, like a Yeti microphone?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm using a microphone, as you can see right here, and a camera. So a camera, some lighting, and a microphone. So that is the bare minimum, but it doesn't have to be like expensive lighting. Like, I'm just using Home Depot clamp lights. And it makes a huge difference, right? So I'm
Yeah.
just turn off my lights here, and the attention isn't on me when I don't have my lights on, right? So you want to have some lighting. I can show you these lights. Actually, they're really affordable. They're like $10 a pop without the bulbs, but they're just like, go to Home Depot and you can pick up some clamp lights, and they just are called clamp lights because they have a little clamp here, and
Yeah.
that's how I fix them onto my desk. You can get a ring light.
Now, does the
There's all
light
sorts of
bulb
affordable
come
lighting you
with
can get,
it?
but just
Does the
make a
light bulb
basic
come?
investment and just start there. And if you want to get a better camera at some point, you can get an external webcam. But, just start with the bare minimum. If you're just getting started, you can start recording your courses with like your webcam, and just start with that. And it doesn't have to be super official, because at the end of the day, Kat, it is more important. The content you share is more important than the equipment you use. But you need to, like, you don't need an expensive camera, but just share valuable content that is going to help your audience with that transformation. I'm sure you talk about transformation in your courses and how you help your students.
Yeah.
And just get the basic equipment and just start there, and just start sharing. You have to practice, though. That's really what I tell folks, that practicing is really important when it comes to speaking on camera with confidence. Because at the end of the day, if you don't feel self-confident, think about, I assume you're married, right?
I am.
So when you met your husband, I'm sure he was not like looking aside, not giving you eye contact. He probably didn't. He probably pursued you in some kind of way, right? So he might have asked you out on a date. If you meet a
He
guy and he has
did.
no
He did. He
confidence,
totally
what kind of
pursued
reaction
me.
will you have towards him if you're just in a dating situation?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so yes. He's gonna see this video and be like, yes. Can you hear me okay, Amani?
I can. I can hear you and
Okay,
see
so I
you.
got a question for you. Those clamp lights that you just showed, do the light bulbs come with it, or do the light bulbs come separate?
No, you have to buy the light bulbs separately, but they're basically compact fluorescent light bulbs, so they're not hot at all. I got the daytime balance, so they look like the white light, because you know how some white light bulbs can look orange, some can look a
Yep.
little whiter. That has to do with the color temperature, but I say get the white. It really doesn't matter, but just whatever you get, make sure your lighting is consistent in your space. So you want to get the white bulbs, and they're super simple to use and set up.
Okay, so the fluorescent bulbs. Okay, so I like what you said about really just keeping it simple, right? Getting a simple webcam, especially if your computer. So I have a gaming laptop, so I think I actually have a pretty good webcam that's built in.
Hmm.
But I always say, Amani, that dark videos don't get seen. So I love what you said about just getting some simple light. I use box lights or, the clamp lights, work, whatever just works as long as you're well lit and not looking, those hot spots. You know how you see like the hot spots where people's faces look like there's something burning on their face?
Yeah, it looks like a white spot where it looks. I call it like it's hot. Looks hot, right? It's like a white.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I call it a hot spot. So what can you do to avoid that those hot spot look?
That's something that I was challenged with these lights. So what I did was I created some diffusion, and what diffusion does, it'll cut down, it'll make the light a little more balanced. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna turn this off again. So basically, what I created was like if you can see it here, I created like a homemade, it's a screen, right, to sort of knock down the light. So it has a little film of wax paper here. I put a little copy paper on top of it. And that just knocks the light down a little bit and makes it a little more even. But you can see if it's on me, right? You create that hot spot. So you might want to back the light up a little bit.
Yeah.
Find a good place for it where it still illuminates you, but it just doesn't create that bright spot that you were just referring to. So that is and the other challenge that people have is like glasses, right? So I'm wearing glasses, and that can create, like you can see there, it's a glare, right? There's a little bit of a glare. So you might need
Right.
to adjust your lights, make them a little bit higher, hold your head a little lower as you're looking at your
Uh-huh.
camera. Those are all little secret tips I'm giving you guys right now.
I
Also,
love
make
that.
sure that if you're using your computer's webcam, that your webcam is elevated. So a lot of folks
Mm-hmm.
you've seen it where the camera kind of looks up their nose. They're kind of like this when they're talking to the camera. That really isn't ideal. You want to have your webcam about eye level or higher. And I'm
Yeah.
sort of
Like
looking at my
like
shots
my
and adjusting
webcam
it
is
here.
going crazy right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, but you need to bring it down a little bit because it's this split screen now. So the way you had it was perfect, Kat.
It fell.
Oh, did it? Okay, knock it down a little
Not
bit.
fell, but
Bring your
it slid
camera down a
down.
little bit.
Okay, let's see. Does that work? Is that better?
Yeah, it has a little bit of your forehead's cut off, but I can still see your eyes, which is the most important thing.
Hold on, let me see. Like right there?
Yeah, like there, maybe even a smidge more, just a smidge more.
Higher?
That's about good. Yeah, that's about good right there.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, and now bring it up a little bit. It's probably a little bit of a delay as you're watching, if you're watching it in the group.
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna come over and look, you guys. Y'all are getting like a.
You're getting a
Oh,
real
look,
live
it's all
lesson,
crooked
right?
and
So this is
stuff.
how I work with my clients to
How
help them
about
get
like
the
this? How
optimal
about like right
look on
there?
their webcams.
How about like right there?
That works fine. Yep, that's great.
Okay, so you guys are getting like a lesson in real time on how to set up your webcam. And I don't know, Amani, if you have any tips on how to make sure that your webcam doesn't do what mine just did, which is slide all over the place. But before you answer that, Amani, I just want to remind the folks, everybody who is just now joining us. Hey, AJ, what's up, AJ? Hey, Latasha. Nice to see you. Bradley says, as long as it doesn't look like a hostage video, you're absolutely correct. So yeah, if you guys are just now joining us, I am here with the amazing Amani channel of Video Fearless. And later on in the broadcast, Amani's going to share with you guys how you can actually work with Amani and chat with him to make sure that your videos actually come out looking good, right? We want our videos to look good. We want them to look professional, and we want them to be on point. All right. So Amani, I was just asking how we can avoid our webcam from sliding all over the screen. Now see me, I'm a duct tape girl. I feel like duct tape can fix your life. So I'm gonna go get me some duct tape or some electrical tape. But what's the real way? How do we keep our webcams in check?
So I'm gonna show you my webcam actually right now, Kat. So I'm using my iPhone right now because the program can you folks see my screen? Hopefully you can see my screen. All right, so I have a little tripod right here on my desk. So I just have my webcam. It's pretty much a set it and forget it. I might have to make a little basic changes to my webcam, but I have an iMac, as you can see there, and so I can't really use my built-in iSight camera because the angle isn't really good. So what I do is I just have my webcam on a tripod, and that really prevents any sort of movement. It prevents it from sliding around. That's what I usually use whenever.
Now, is that a desk tripod, or is that like a tripod that stands up on the floor?
That's a it's like a little Joby. It's a knockoff Joby bendable tripod. So yeah, that's what it is.
What does that mean? It's on the desk?
Yeah, it just sits on my desk. Yeah, it's.
Oh, okay, it sits on the desk.
Yep. I'll show you one more time here. Just sits on my desk. See it right there?
Okay, hang on. Let me see. I had to come back over to.
It's probably a little bit of a delay too for folks that are watching in the Facebook group.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We'll see it. We'll see it on the replay.
Okay.
I'll
cool.
come back and see it on the replay. I just want to make sure we get this. And so mine is sitting on top. Oh, okay. I do see it. Okay. All right. I got it. Yep. There is a little bit of a delay, but I see it now, Amani.
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. Now, is that just a regular? What kind of tripod did you say that is?
That's just, I think my brother gave it to me. It's just like a Joby. It's a knockoff Joby. So if you look at Joby makes a bendable tripod. So it's kind of like a knockoff to the Joby bendable tripods. So if you go to like Amazon and search like Joby tripods, it's just one of those.
Okay. All right. I love it. So that's on my Christmas list for me to get tomorrow. To make sure that my tripod doesn't slide all over the place.
Do you use the external webcam, Kat?
Yes, it's an external webcam. It is it's a Logitech.
Okay.
I have a Logitech C922.
So the bottom, I have a 920, so C920. So the bottom of the webcam should have a little threaded hole that you can use to screw into tripod. So you just do that.
Yep. See, I never even noticed. I never even looked at it.
Yep. You should be good to go.
Okay, awesome. So Latasha says, love to see my people elevating and empowering us. Fantastic situation. My stuff has been rigged. What? Do you have an affiliate link or what we should order? It's overwhelming. Trying to figure out what we need to order, lighting, tripod, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So listen, Amani, you have actually a class on all of this tomorrow, right? Where you're going to give your cheat sheet with all your tools and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm calling it a secret society. Someone do it's like I have a Facebook group, but I wanted to do like more of a deep dive with folks that are interested in learning this stuff, really hands-on, really do a Q&A. So I'll do some teaching, I'll do a deep dive, and then I'll do and I'm thinking about having a guest on too, so an expert talk about mindset maybe. So I'm still working that out because this is really a last minute thing. But I think there's a link in the description if folks want to register for that. And yeah, I'll share my cheat sheet. It does have affiliate links. Now I will tell folks, a lot of this gear is hard to come across these days because a lot of it is sold out because everyone's trying to do these Zoom web conferences. Everybody's like trying to do these videos now, these live videos. So a lot of the gear is sold out, but just depending on their source, you might have to dig around and look for links. There are some knockoff, I don't want to say knockoff webcams, but there are some alternative brands now on Amazon. Not the Logitech brand, so I'm actually going to buy one of the alternative brands just to test it out. But you have to look around, like the clamp lights, you can of course go to Home Depot or your local hardware store, and some of the gear you kind of have to search around for, but I will share that cheat sheet with anyone who wants it.
Okay, that is awesome. So are you sharing it now or are you going to share it in the class tomorrow?
I'll share it in the class tomorrow.
Okay, awesome, 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 you guys. So listen, Amani, tell us a little bit about what we can learn from you in the secret society tomorrow. That's going to really help us up level our game
Yeah,
in with video.
Yeah, so what I'm going to share is some messaging techniques. So, how do you share a message that attracts the right customer to you, right? Because messaging is so important. It really is. If you're not speaking to the right audience, it could mess up all your marketing. That's really the foundation. I'm also going to share some, I'll go into some equipment techniques just like we discussed now. Answer anyone's question. A lot of folks ask questions about lighting. Kat, you'd be surprised. I'm like, lighting is really not that confusing. Just make sure your face is illuminated. I used to use a table lamp, like a desk lamp, as my
Yeah.
lighting source. But folks are thrown off by it because they think lighting is this big, challenging thing. So I'll answer any production questions that you may have. There's really two aspects. There's the production and there's the message. Right, my hands. There's the production side and there's the messaging side. So you have to have everything balanced to share awesome videos. So I'll do share all sorts of secrets to help you start doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Awesome. Okay. So very good. So Amani, share how we can join your class tomorrow.
There should be a link in the description, Kat. So I put a link in the description. There's a bit.ly link. You can register. I am requiring pre-registration because I want to know who's in the room. I just don't want folks to not show up. So I did put a registration link. There are some limited spaces, but I would encourage everyone, if you're interested or think it's going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'm going to go from 7 to 9. So I suspect a lot of folks will have questions. So that's what my main thing will be, just be answering questions, but I'll of course do some advanced teaching as well. But I'm just here to help at the end of the day because I know how challenging it can be to record a video. I mean, I know from personal experience, Kat, and I've worked with students people who are anxious, people who don't like the way they sound, people who don't like the way they look, they don't know about the
Yeah.
equipment. There's so many things that can prevent people from just getting started. But I'm sure as you could attest to this, the important thing is to just get started, and you'll find that the confidence, everything else kind of follows up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know for myself, I tend to feel more confident when I know I've got the right equipment and I know that I am actually using it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I tend to feel, if I feel like my video looks right, I tend to feel more confident. I'm looking here in a chat, Amani. I see Latasha says she has registered. Anisha has registered. AJ is in. So, so the Brilliance community is definitely coming through tomorrow for your masterclass in how to make sure your messaging is right and that it comes across well on video. That is awesome, you guys. So I think that we've learned quite a bit today. And Amani, you're just full of knowledge and full of really good advice for us. And I know for me, when I was first starting out, the lighting was a little bit of a struggle for me because I felt like the light that came in like traditional kits and stuff, I felt like it didn't look right on my skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it didn't really look great on my, against my skin, to be quite honest with you. And so it took me a while to find lighting that I felt like complemented my skin without making me look red or yellow.
Or washed out, right?
Or washed out, ashy. And so it took me a while to really kind of get that light right. And so I'm sure you're going to be talking maybe a little bit about how do we pick the right lighting for our skin tone, because these are the important things in life.
Yeah, and especially for women, right? Because I found that women are a little more self-conscious, and I get that. A lot of the students that I work with are women, and you want to make sure all the pieces are in place. So you got to have her look right, because that's going to help with you feeling confident, right? Make sure you look right. Maybe put some makeup on. Maybe doing your hair a little bit, having the appropriate clothes. All that is really important. And for me, it just took me experimenting a little bit. So it took me a while to figure out the exact setup that I wanted to use, like what kind of lighting. Like I think you see that light behind me over there. Like depending upon how I'm shooting, I might use that light.
Yeah.
But that's a different angle on my home studio, of course. That's like a different, that's not my webcam setup or if I'm going live online. But you got to experiment. You got to kind of play around with it a little bit to find the exact right angle, the exact right, like maybe for some of you, maybe having a warmer light, like a more orangish light, like those lights are 3200. This is getting a little bit deep, but white light
Right.
is 5500 Kelvin. All right, because lighting is measured in temperature, and so the more orange incandescent lights, like the household light bulbs, the ones that are orange, those are 3200. So maybe it's experimenting with the bulbs. What kind of bulb is right for you? Where the light is in relation to how close it is or how far back it is. That's all things you kind of have to work out. But the most important thing, Kat, is for folks just to get started. Because at the end of the day, if you're sharing transformational information, people aren't really going to watch you and say, oh, the lighting is messed up, girl, I'm not going to watch her or watch him. They're more interested in the information that you're going to impart into them.
Yeah, I totally agree that you just need to get started. But for those of you guys who are vain like me, make sure that you are in Amani's class tomorrow so that we can make sure that we show up and show out, right? That we are looking right, that you are choosing the right light for your skin tone, for your background, what your background should look like, all of those things. You'll be covering those things tomorrow, right, Amani? Or we'll have a chance to ask questions, right?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a full Q&A. I'll answer any questions folks may have. I'm really here to teach and to help. So definitely. Whatever questions folks may have, I'm going to answer all questions. It's going to be interactive. So if folks want to jump in and ask me questions throughout, they'll be able to do so. I really like having conversations with folks. That's how I find out what folks exactly need and how I can make sure that I'm answering it and serving people to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Well, we love working with you, Amani, because you're really patient and you explain things really clearly so that anybody can understand, even people who are a little bit tech challenged. I know, like I was telling you before, Amani, I know the tech that I know, but the tech I don't know, I doggone sure don't know. Like I'm seriously like what the world, what the hey, right?
Definitely.
And so I love that you're going to be helping us to really kind of work through that tomorrow. So, all right, you guys, listen, if you guys have more questions for Amani, definitely feel free to stick around in the chat today. If people have questions, feel free to drop them down below. But if you want to get the good information, you want to make sure that you're joining Amani channel tomorrow at 7 p.m. for video secrets. All right. And the link is in the description. So definitely make sure that you join us tomorrow to get the inside scoop on how to get all these cool graphics and how to make it work for you so that you can really stand out from all of your competitors. So listen, Amani, I want to thank you for coming into the Brilliance community today and sharing your brilliance with us on this pop-up expert training. This has been fantastic.
Kat, and I want to thank you and all the folks that are just paying attention because it really is a blessing. I think you're doing awesome work and you're helping people get their message out there, helping them change lives, as well as in this new digital economy, like create income streams. So that's what it's all about, is providing for your family while you're helping others. So I want to thank you for all the work that you're doing as well.
Absolutely. So thanks again, you guys. Appreciate you all coming in. Let's go. See you in class tomorrow. And by all means, stay on course. See you guys soon.
It's go time. What do you say, Kat? It's go time?
It's all the way go time. Please believe it.